though certain things probably have to be ironed out at some point when it comes to certain beliefs, but I do believe that is to be taken care of way further down the road, because there are certain things that we got to get accomplished in this particular time that we're in that doesn't require us to be on the same page as far as our ideology and so on and so forth. I truly do believe that. So if we could come to common ground and have a common goal in mind, no matter what your beliefs is, I feel the conscious community could have been there. Alright, so this video, I've been wanting to do this for several years now, but for whatever reason I didn't do it. There'll be some moments where I'm like, alright, I'm gonna record the video. Then there'll be other moments where it's like, man, the conscious community was so long ago, the stuff is not relevant to talk about right now. But for it to continuously to kind of be on my mind throughout so many years, it's like, alright, let me go ahead and make a video about it. So I'm gonna go from my personal experience. And if you're not familiar with what the conscious community is, because I understand if you're a conscious community, you'll think that's just being knowledgeable of certain things, which on the surface, yes, but in regards to what I'm talking about, it was particular individuals that were a part of the conscious community as to what I'm talking about right now. So I'm gonna go back to when I first came across the conscious community, which was probably, rough estimate, was probably around 2011, maybe somewhere up in there. So the individuals that I knew of, and name wise, whether I listened to them or not, I'm gonna just name those individuals. Now in this video, I'm not going into detail about specific people and how they got tied up in this and whatever the case may be, or give my opinion about those things. I'm just keeping general about how the conscious community dropped the ball, because I don't know the ins and outs of everybody. I won't even give my personal feelings towards why I was looking at people, you know, kind of skeptical or whatever the case may be. I'm not gonna go into that. Like I said, I'm only keep it general. But the people that I knew of at that time, again, whether I listened to them or not, were Sa-Neter. It was his channel. His channel was the hub of what I understood as the conscious community. So you got Sa-Neter, you had Seti, Pharaoh, Polite, Tazariak, Amin-Ra Squad, Dr. Reggie, Dr. Muhammad, Shaka Almos, ISUPK, that's a Hebrew Israelite group, and they had many individuals a part of that. And though I don't consider these two people a part of the conscious community as it pertains to Sa-Neter's channel, because I didn't see them on there or hear about them through that, but I would also include Umar Johnson and Tariq Nasheed as far as being a part of the overall conscious community. You just had a lot of different individuals that had a lot of different beliefs, and they would debate those beliefs, those ideologies against each other. And it just gives a person like myself at that time, it gave me, when I was in search of something other than Christianity, because I was losing my belief in religion. So I was in search of something that actually tied to our people, that tied to black people. Because for me, Christianity, religion was not it. So I was in search of other things. So I stumbled up on the conscious community. So what that did for a person like me is like, man, why couldn't I have been, you know, raised up around this type of stuff from my youth? Because it would have put me on a different trajectory. Instead of having to figure out things on my own or whatever the case may have been, I would have been getting these things from the jump. To be able to see that as a kid or any time throughout my life, physically see it, be able to reach out and, you know, be in that vicinity, I would have loved that, regardless if I agreed with everybody's opinion or not, because I didn't agree with everybody, because like I said, I was breaking away from religion. But just to be able to hear the vast majority of information and to then be able to make a decision on your own of what feels right, what sounds right, or whatever the case may be, that's why there was so much potential of the conscious community, to where I say they dropped the ball, because certain things, people falling out, people beefing, egos getting involved, and you got people beefing, debates or turning into shit shows, and it's all type of stuff. Then that's when you come to individual people going through whatever they going through, scamming, being involved with nonsense, you know, just not being what you thought of them, not being stand up for whatever they were getting involved in. So from that standpoint, true colors start being shown. And that's why I say they dropped the ball, because the conscious community had so much potential to be a pivotal, I'll go to the extent of being a pivotal part of history, from the standpoint of what we know of history through the civil rights and all that type of stuff, to where they could have been monumental to get some things going. that could have been a hub for everybody, regardless of what you believe in. Because at the end of the day, though certain things probably have to be ironed out at some point when it comes to certain beliefs, but I do believe that is to be taken care of way further down the road, because there are certain things that we got to get accomplished in this particular time that we're in that doesn't require us to be on the same page as far as our ideology and so on and so forth. I truly do believe that. So if we could come to common ground and have a common goal in mind, no matter what your beliefs is, I feel the conscious community could have been that. But with all the bullshit that started going on, that's why I say, in my opinion, the conscious community dropped the ball. Like, comment, share, subscribe. If you have anything to add, I know it's a lot of people that I didn't name. Like I said, I didn't know everybody. There could be names out there that I'm forgetting that when I stop recording, I'm probably going to remember. But if you can relate to the conscious community, if you were aware of them, definitely share your outlook on the situation, maybe who you were rocking with, what ideology you were with, whatever the case may be. Definitely leave it in the comment section. I appreciate y'all for watching.